Welcome to In the Box Seat. I'm Ray Fewings and we're going to have a look at greyhound racing for the week. What a hell of a week it's been. The Perth Cup, high earner, the prolific heat winner, cracked it for a big one in the Perth Cup final, a thoroughly deserved win. Closer to home, of course, on Wednesday, we've got the Breeders' Prelude final, the first of the Breeders' Preludes. A couple of shock injuries in that and a couple of shock defeats as well, but should be a great final. Of course, Calden Mayhem went to Gawler Monday night. Everyone thought he was a stone bonker, a certainty, and he got knocked over by this impressive trialer, What Price George. So even the champs can be beaten on occasions. And of course, last Thursday night, who'll ever forget Lester Harris's big double there? The Syndicate were all there in force, made a hell of a, you would have thought it was an Adelaide Cup night, the way they were cheering and carrying on, and I doubt whether we had enough money to pay. One of those great nights for syndicates at Angle Park last Thursday night. We had some costly defeats of one or two favourites as well in recent times, but they live to fight another day. Right, on in South Australia this week, we've got plenty of action, and let's have a look first up at the tips for Angle Park for Wednesday. And Panic, oh, what a shocker he put in last week. Slow early, well out of the race, finally finished on to run third. Well, he's been given another chance, and we probably have to give him another chance on Wednesday. Race 3, number 2, Panic. Slow beginner, big engine, but this is definitely his last chance. Also, race 10, number 1, Kirsty Bale. Meets its fair share of trouble in its races, but two previous wins suggest it's got the ability, and it has drawn box 1. These are the ones you need to be on. When they get the right box, these greyhounds with ability can come through. Honey's hot tips. Well, Thursday night for Angle Park, race 3, number 1, Aston Rachel. This is going to be a super 731. Lately, we've had Jovanovic versus Murray, left, right and centre, the scores back and forth. Aston Rachel's got the inside. Jovanovic's pulled out 3 big ones to take him on, including Cascade Star, who of course has been so impressive. But the Honeys reckon it's Aston Rachel back from Perth will do the job. They've got a first 4 for us. Race 3, 1, 6, 8 and 2. And of course the other big one back from Perth, Dark Duo. He looks to be a really good thing. Race 7, number 8, the Honeys say that the trip to WA will just harden him up. He comes back to local opposition and he really does look to be a great chance from the pink box. Only needs to stay out of trouble and he's a good thing. And the Honeys finish off for us with a first 4, race 7, 8, 7, 6 and 4. Now there's a ton of racing around South Australia this weekend. We've got Port Augusta at twilight on the 12th of February. On the Sunday, we've got 2 meetings. We've got Mount Gambier, a matinee meeting there. It's a TAB meeting as well. And then we've got at Strath, a twilight TAB meeting. So owners and trainers, plenty of scope there for the lesser dogs. You can take them far and wide and maybe pick up an easier race. Nationally, well, the big races are still on. Ipswich, the Vince Curry Memorial progresses. 16th, 23rd and March 2nd are the next series for that one in Queensland. And at Tasman Park in Tassie, the Launceston Cup, the final is on February the 14th. Dogs to watch. We normally give you a couple of dogs to put your money on here, but I'm not going to give you dogs on In the Box Seat today. I'm going to give you trainers. I've noticed that Sean Matcott, who's had a pretty lousy run lately, has got a truckload of new ones. And so has Peter Jovanovic. He's got about 8 or 9 newcomers from Sydney, Melbourne, all over the place. So I'm simply going to tell you, don't worry about the dogs. Back these 2 trainers throughout the rest of February and into March, because I reckon they're going to have a really big run. We'll be back with their interview in just a second. Well, I said we'd never get him on In the Box Seat, but Alan Francis, the stalwart from down Strathway, has been in the dog game for as long as I can remember, and he's just as keen. He's got a team of dogs going again now. We challenged him to come on In the Box Seat, and he's responded. Good to see you, Alan.
Thanks, mate, for having me. Yep.
Macclesfield. The place has changed a bit over the last 40 or 50 years.
Yeah, there's more people there now you don't know. Before you used to know everyone, now you know nobody.
I remember we used to drive through there at 100 mile an hour heading towards Strath, and now you've got to slow down about 5 mile before you get there.
Yeah, it's a 50k all the way through there now.
And you've still got some dogs. You've got Exotic Ghost, you've got Napoleon, and you've got Thread the Needle. So you're getting busy again?
Oh, no, keep about 6 or 8. That's about the limit. Don't get over than that. Hard enough to handle them without handling any more.
Now, you were in the game even before the TAB racing started at Strath.
Yeah.
And what about before that?
I started off out at Waterloo Corner with Matty Van Streen.
Yeah.
He had the dogs out there. I wasn't training them, I was in with him. And then when Strath started, I went to Strath and started there, got tied up with Paney, and away we went.
They were the days. Waterloo Corner, just opposite the St Kilda turn-off there on the Port Wakefield Road, and they actually named that dirt road Greyhound Road because the track was halfway down there.
Yeah, and it was on the pilot dogs, as you know, and always a bit of fun and games there with catching the pilot dog and what have you, and the lad running in the middle to get exhausted and all this sort of caper. But yeah, good days.
Mark Cross had the pilot dogs, and he had that old hurdler chum's dream. He'd pilot about 3 races, and then he'd line him up on the hurdle and get some pocket money at the end.
Yeah, and had the bookies in the toilet, didn't they? I'm not saying
they were hiding everywhere.
Asking a question.
Pick up a bit of galvanised tin and you'd find one. Yeah, they were the days, and that's the sort of pioneer stuff that embedded people to greyhound racing, and the open coursing days as well were fantastic.
A lot of people take it too serious now. And,
well, they do.
Instead of helping each other, they're fighting each other, and it's not the game it used to be.
Mind you, looking at you, I reckon you'd still spar a round or two. You're in pretty good nick.
Getting a bit long in the tooth for that, mate. You always think you can.
And they tell me you still do have to spar a bit from time to time.
Well, you do. If you don't, you get trod on and get left behind.
Exotic Ghost. Nice dog.
Yeah, brilliant. Lovely animal, cannon-wise, clean. I've never heard him since I've had him. Chase his guts out. Dead set railer. Not the best kennel dog. He doesn't bark on him, but he mops it like a bit. But he's 4 in May. Been a good dog to the owner, so he's just about ready to go home, and the owner's going to keep him for a pet.
If only Thread the Needle had a bit of early dash, he'd be a nice dog.
If only Thread the Needle had a few things, he'd be a nice dog, mate. Tell you what, I don't think he handles this real well. I've only had him for about 5 runs. And Gawler seems to be his trap. We tried to nominate last night, but there's only SA bred on, so he's had to come here today, so we'll see what happens today. And
a bit of improvement lately from Bonaparte.
Yeah, he's restricted. He's a restricted dog, and he's down in the low grades. We're throwing him over the 600 today, see what he'll do, and then we'll give him a bit of a let up and have another go.
What's the best one you've had in all those years of greyhound racing?
Hard to say. I had a real good bitch, but wouldn't go under lights. Belonged to John Pretty. John down here had the nursery down here. Wouldn't go of a night time, but
to be right now, we have the day meetings.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but she could run. She was the quickest dog I've had, without doubt. The rest of them have been ordinary.
Still enjoy it?
Oh yeah. It's rat shit when you're not getting a winner or something like that. You wish you weren't in it, but as soon as you get a winner or the dogs start to improve, you're fine again. But you get those runs, and not long ago I had a good run, and now we just petered out a bit, so we got to persevere and go through again.
In it for a little while yet?
Well, yeah, God willing, I hope. Yeah, as long as I don't make the back page the advertiser, I'll be happy.
Yeah, you're looking a bit better than me at the moment. Alan, it's been a pleasure. Good to talk with you.
Nice to talk to you too, Ray. Yeah, thanks very much.
We've got you there forever, and the grandchildren can go and have a look, and your interstate mates can have a squiz on the net as well.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's been good.
Alan Francis, I do appreciate him coming up. And don't forget, if you want to look at In the Box Seat, just go to grsa.com.au and you can catch up with all the latest news. Now, the Breeders' Plate Prelude, first of the finals, is on Wednesday. Thursday, the tip from In the Box Seat is Goosebumps in the final of the Prelude. I reckon it's a tough race. I've been impressed with Hannah McLaren's run home time, but I will leave you with a winner. And that is on Wednesday, race 10 in the last, number 7, Max de Mus for Kath Johnston. It's been a moral beaten a couple of times lately, and with any luck in running, Max will salute the judge on Wednesday. Well, hope you've enjoyed it, and catch up with us again when next you see us for In the Box Seat.